What up? What
Bro,
up?
that intro though.
Oh, thank you.
That
Yeah,
intro
man.
though.
Yeah,
That
man.
is crazy.
Little upgrade. Just a little upgrade. We debuted it last Friday.
Nice.
Thank you. I'll send you a link with the guy. He's pretty cheap.
Please do.
But yeah, man. If you're wondering what's going on, it's a whole new crew on this episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody had to work. it beat
priorities, people. Wrestling, work. Come on, man.
We don't pay enough here at Dirt Sheet Radio. Not yet. We'll get there. We're getting there. You saw the intro. That's we getting there.
I feel you.
But hey, Danny, what do you think of this episode of Raw in general? Before we get into it,
was the best episode of Raw since the Raw after WrestleMania, no question. Now there is a new standard. The Raw after SummerSlam needs to be this lit going forward.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the last SummerSlam that's one day too. So there might be from next year on 2-day SummerSlam. So hopefully they keep the standard up with these Raws too. But yeah, I agree with you. This is and it didn't even if you don't count the Raw after WrestleMania because they book it to be like a little special. This one felt like a regular awesome episode of Raw. Like the only different thing that happened was I guess Odyssey Jones came finally, but most of the other shit was continuation of storylines that were already bubbling and simmering on Raw.
But the fact that like people like JD McDonough are getting a highlight, he put on a great match with a former WWE heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good episode. People got to shine. You don't usually get to shine. That's
exactly what made it good though, because sometimes those Raw after Manias they kind of boosted extra special seasoning and shit. But this was just straight up all the ingredients that already exist on Raw just being used in the best way. It was a great 3 hours. It went right by. But I guess we'll get into the main event.
Yo.
I see
Rob in the comments. Come on, bro.
Rob, what a damn episode. Oh, I see what Danny was talking about. No, you can't no Diddy your way out of that one.
It's all Diddy.
But hey, we're not judging. But yeah, we get into that main event. We'll talk about Odyssey Jones in a little while. We'll get right into that main event. Let me pull up a Twitter feed and we'll scroll through the world while we talk about that Wyatt6. What do you think, man?
I had my reservations in the beginning about the whole Wyatt6 and all that. Being able to carry the torch that Bray lit. You know what I mean? And they fucking delivered, bro. They're fucking delivering. Even from the beginning, the one-on-one interview with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, that brought it's like, all right, I see where you're going with it, but now them having the match and whatnot, and you see how they work in ring and everything, it's great. It's a great story. They do just as creepy as Bray was. The shit where Joe Gacy went upside down on the ropes and shit. Fire, legit terrifying.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, what up, David? He says it's good to be listening to actual fans of pro wrestling doing a Raw post show instead of the same old negativity shtick I mistakenly first went into for a minute, but I digress. Thought tonight's good show was a great show after SummerSlam, kick ass from start to finish. And Rob says the crowd ate up all of it. It was sick. That was awesome crowd, great crowd. Where were they? We're like
Baltimore.
Okay.
I don't recall Baltimore ever being that lit of a wrestling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't recall. Like I was trying to think, has Baltimore ever been like this vocal during the show? But they went crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy tonight. There were multiple points in the show where it felt like Attitude Era-esque reactions from this crowd, like stupid loud. And this Wyatt entrance was one of those. But let me recap the match really quickly. Before the match started, we had the debut of American Made. American Made and new graphics, new Tron. I would be lying if I said I enjoyed that. I didn't like that. I was like, oh, we leaned too far into the joke. But I'm still good with the team. They wrestled the shit out of. They wrestled like I thought they would tonight. No real issue with that. The Wyatt6 came out with the full version of Shatter. I was
fire. By the way, that shit was so hard.
Oh, my heart. Pull right at all the right strings. Bo sitting outside with Nikki Cross the same way Bray Wyatt used to do to watch the boys tear shit up in that ring. And they did. And they did. Everything about this was just emotional. I feel like there was a lot of emotions coming out. As soon as that shatter hit, it was like
And then the fact that they said that this is the same building years ago that the original Wyatt family debuted in too. That's incredible.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
The longest term storytelling right there, yo.
Now I'm happy they left it up for SummerSlam because I was like, why wouldn't they put this on the pay-per-view? And but it looked real good here tonight, the way they did everything, and it had a lot of story purpose. But the way I was really interested in seeing how they would wrestle, how the commentary would refer to them, and they basically used their regular ring names for the whole thing. Like Michael Cole.
I didn't like how he was trying to say he thinks he's Huskus the pig. He thinks he. I didn't
yeah.
Like, leave that part out. They can have their regular names. We get they were lost, whatever, and they embody these characters now. But you don't have to call them by those names. He's not Huskus the fucking pig.
That's basically what Michael Cole was saying though. Like this guy thinks he's Huskus the pig, right, but he's Joe Gacy, and he basically called him Joe Gacy for the whole match.
And I hope it stays that way. I hope he leaves it like that.
It did look really good, Jeannie. It did look really good. And as for the way they wrestled, they kind of gave us a taste of that last week where they did like the triple team move really fast in the ring, and I was like, oh, I see what we're doing here.
You're right. It's like they've been practicing. They've been in the kitchen with that shit. Let's use this tandem offense. That could be our thing. And Eric Rowan getting that type of pop, I loved it. We want Rowan chance. He paid homage. Yeah.
Perfect.
Masterpiece of a main event right there. I fucked with it.
I was so worried that it would fall into the supernatural lightning bolts and disappearing and teleporting and all of that, but they're just a group of weirdos, and they wrestle like beasts.
And I fuck with it.
I love it. I love it.
One thing I didn't like is the fact they finally did pull the trigger on this Chad Gable and Creed thing. And you feed them to we knew the Wyatts were going to win,
Yeah.
But they did put on a good match. But I didn't want to see them guys lose right away like that. You know what I mean?
I agree. I thought it felt funny last week when their first time getting physical with the Wyatt6, and they got used like cannon fodder. Like,
nasty word.
I was like, damn. Because if they look like this, then what does that say about Otis and them? They're level under. They level under this. They look even worse. Like grand jobber. Anyway. Grand jobber. I would like to see how they move forward with this because Uncle Howdy stood out of the ring, but he's the one that got into the problems with Chad Gable. So I think we're gonna see a singles match at that pay-per-view. Yeah. Bash in Berlin.
Real quick, if you are in Eastern North Carolina, we just confirmed we are doing a Bash at the Berlin watch party out here in New Bern, so you're more than welcome to pull up. Details for that coming real soon too. You gotta send me a graphic so I can throw it up on the streams, and a regular 3NT graphic because I throw all of the show graphics at the end, and I'm always like, and 3NT, but I don't have a graphic. They'll send it to me someday. It'll be in the chat in a couple minutes. But David Mann, Jeannie says she's ready to see Nikki Cross in the ring. Yes, she loves seeing him in the ring. David Mann says they're actually making him interested in Joe Gacy. That's saying a lot. Oh, yeah. Jeannie's gonna be at the Bash at Berlin. She was actually at the last two watch parties we did. Yeah. Her son beat my ass in WWE 2K. And I'm still upset about it. I need my rematch. This man has a grudge. David Mann says the team name got to go, though. Every man of a certain age had the same exact thought as soon as they heard American Made. Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit not to think American Males every time I say that name. And it doesn't even make sense in a grammar. Like, that's American Made? I don't like it. But yeah, I mean, did you have any other thoughts about this main event or the Wyatt6 or this group American Made moving forward? Well, I do. Like I said, I want this rivalry to go ahead and end with the Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable match because I don't want to keep seeing American Made get buried, and I don't want to see the Wyatts lose. I really don't want to see the Wyatts lose right now. But As far as Joe Gacy, I always thought he was great talent in NXT. He always had great matches, in my opinion, and I'm happy he's getting that look with this type of spotlight on him to show off what he can do. And he looked great tonight. He looked great. All of them did, man. All of them.
Mac brings up a good point. His career in WWE is very underrated. He was doing the thing with Harlan before they let him go. I thought that was the best though. Like
it was.
Getting rid of Parker, Bordeaux, Harlan before he was ready to, before he had any seasoning, I thought that was good for him, but it is what it is. He's in a great place now. It led him to this. This is like the very best thing he could have done. People were calling him like a Bray Wyatt ripoff, and that was hard. That was going to be hard to get around at any point. Like they would have had to turn him into something entirely different. That whole thing he was doing at NXT was never going to work on the main roster.
I agree. I totally agree.
He lucked into a situation where he could be associated with Bray Wyatt instead of compared to him.
And he's stepping up for it. I'll give him that. He's stepping up for
it. They all did. Dexter Lumis, I don't know Dexter Lumis to be a good wrestler. I've known him wrestling for a long time, but he would be. But they all looked good here tonight. I got nothing bad to say about anything I saw here.
I was actually thinking about that earlier during the match. I was like, can I think of any great Dexter Lumis matches? Trying to think of any of his NXT matches. I was like, they were matches. I mean,
he's a good character. He's always been a good character.
Oh yeah.
And I enjoyed him. They're all in the very best position they could be. I don't know what the ceiling is for this. Like, where does this go? Where do you take the YC to the championship? To the world championship?
I'd be okay with them winning tag team championships. I don't want Uncle Howdy with the heavyweight championship.
Could you imagine? It feels like a little much, but we just got here though. That's why it doesn't feel like, if he won the title tomorrow, it'll feel weird, right? But who knows what this is gonna feel like in 5 or 6 months? Maybe it'll be so hot that we're all gonna be like, Uncle Howdy should be the fucking world champion.
Yeah, and that's what happened with Bray Wyatt, and then it ruined it.
They did ruin it. It
ruined the team. Giving them the championship was a terrible idea. Shout out to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
This was completely random. I just wore this
shirt.
That's
awesome though. Perfect. David Mann says, for some reason, I just didn't get into Gacy a lot of the time in NXT at first. I was at first and I fizzled out. Could have been the booking. Definitely was. Definitely was. Jeannie says, I couldn't call one either, but they looked good together. Yeah, Dexter Lumis. Yeah, they did. They looked great together. Max is the only individuals who think that Joe Gacy is a Wyatt ripoff are people with empty heads. The characters are completely different. There's similarities in the cult leader thing with the Bray Wyatt spooky with it. Hey, listen, they even had a similar theme song. I heard that shit. Aaron on Twitter says, do we think it's Wyatt6 against Damien JD at Bad Blood? Wyatt6 and Damien against the new Judgment Day at Bad Blood. No, I don't see those crossing over. Maybe not yet, but I certainly don't see them crossing over now. That's too much money separate. You know what I'm saying? You can make more money from two ways rather than one.
I feel like Bad Blood should be the payoff for a lot of these rivalries. I can see Finn and Damien at Bad Blood finishing their shit, Punk and Drew finishing their shit. You know what I'm saying? But who knows?
Yep.
Who knows?
So we're going to move on from that. We're going to talk about Gunther, our ring general, world champion. Oh boy. If you know me and you know what I love about wrestling, Gunther as world champion is some sick fever dream that shouldn't be, but they gave it to me somehow, and I can't be more grateful. I said yesterday, he's like a cancer in the WWE, but like a good way. But he shouldn't exist, like a tumor, like a tumor of pro wrestling.
He's a good cancer.
It's like it shouldn't exist. Like there's like this black spot of pro wrestling that shouldn't exist in WWE, but Gunther somehow just forced his way up to the world championship.
Gunther is like fucking the 2024 Bruno Sammartino or some shit, in the sense that it's just punches, kicks, back body drops, scoop slams. You're done.
He's actually beating you into a pin or submission. Just beats the shit.
It's not flashy at all. It's just the ass whipping.
At most, he's gonna give you a fucking drop kick. That's otherwise he's going to beat you, and that's what it is, though. Because somebody else with that gimmick, it just doesn't work. If somebody's throwing feather punches and they're not laying that shit in, it doesn't work. Gunther lays that shit in. You believe that you believe it.
About this at the watch party the other night too. Like, I feel like there should be more wrestling like Gunther, in the sense that Gunther says he doesn't have a finisher. Whatever I put you down with is what it could be. A powerbomb, could be a clothesline, could be a sleeper hold. Whatever I put you down with, I feel like more matches should end like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we see so many finishers get kicked out of these days. Sammy, the top rope brainbuster, that's what put Gunther down. Had to go, dig in his bag, go for something different. You know what I mean? I want more of that, not just.
Yeah.
I can't explain what I mean per se. But
I think, I don't know if this is exactly what you mean, but I'm a big fan of late 80s, 1990s, and early 2000s All Japan Pro Wrestling Noah. There was a style, not a style, but a storytelling style that they had in ring, where they built a story over years in the ring, where they would wrestle, and then the next time they wrestled, they would remember how they wrestled the first time and then counter all this shit. And then the next time they wrestled, they would counter shit. So now he beat me with that finisher last time. So now this time I got a counter for his finisher. And now he can't do his shit no matter how much he tries. So he comes up with a new finisher that can kill you. And unfortunately, they were coming up with a lot of the most dangerous fucking moves that you ever seen in pro wrestling. Like, and you really shouldn't emulate that style today. But the storytelling style, I think I would like to see more of that in the WWE for sure. But you're never gonna see that. That's why I say Gunther is this special thing that shouldn't exist in here, and he can bring things like that. Like, it's beautiful. But they start the show off. Ludwig Kaiser's back. He does the Gunther intro. Gunther is out. He says, if you think that his Intercontinental Championship run was something, then just wait. This is gonna be even bigger. And then Randy Orton's music hits, and Gunther's like, "What the fuck?" He even says it like, "You got me, caught me off guard with that theme song there." And Orton basically says that since Gunther didn't pin him fully at King of the Ring, and Triple H did that little video online saying that they would address that in the future, he's cashing it in now, and that they're gonna have a world title match soon. And Gunther basically is like, "We're gonna do it at Bash at Berlin. I'll beat the shit out of you there." And he said the hardest shit. He said, fuck it. I don't remember how he said it. I don't want to fuck it up. It's never gonna sound as good as he said it. But he basically told Randy Orton, "Nobody ever, never gets me with anything out of nowhere." So watch yourself.
Nobody catches me out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like,
hard.
I was like, damn.
Off microphone, whispered in this man's ear.
Yeah. I admittedly I was
in WWE right now, dog.
I was a little underwhelmed when I heard it was going to be Randy versus Gunther in the beginning. I was like, damn, we saw that already. But they didn't give us everything at King of the Ring. And I think they'll go a little harder here, more time. I don't think they had more than like 12, 15 minutes at the King of the Ring. It's going to be interesting seeing Randy get the shit beat out of him.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That is exactly what's going to happen. I think this is a Randy Orton kind of showing love to Gunther, and Triple H showing love to Gunther, because we know he's not losing that title in less than a month. He's going to get to shine like that, beating a legend, in his own hometown, in his home country. You know what I mean? I think that's the purpose of this match, for Orton to put him over in his own. You know what I'm saying? Make him look like more of a star than he is already.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what it is. Gunther pinning the 20-year veteran, the 14-time world champion,
clean
in front of his mom. I love you, mother. She's. I imagine she looks just like Gunther, but with like a bow on. And she's like, "I love you too, Gunther." It's
like
same
Martin's
mama. Yeah. Nick says Kaiser won me over at the Royal Rumble. He was so disgusted by the brawling going up the ramp. He stayed away from it like they were all disgusting germs. I think I remember that. Seeing that on the screen.
Kaiser is a great asshole.
He is. He's got an asshole face. something about the squareness of his chin. It's just like, like, God, I just want to break that.
Like, fuck you.
Donald says, I'm thinking either Sammy or Jay moves to SmackDown. I don't see it yet, but everybody's doing whatever the hell they want. I guess they made a deal for somebody to go to SmackDown and trade for whatever's happening with Randy.
That's a good point. Randy and A-Town Down came over. That means Jay can be part of this bloodline shit since Roman's coming back. I'm okay. I'm tuned in Friday.
I don't want to jump ahead, but there's a segment tonight where Jey Uso tells Sami Zayn that they have to deal with the Judgment Day because they owe them a tag team title shot.
Okay,
so they have to do that shit first, I guess, and then. But I think since he's stuck to that, whoever's going to show up on SmackDown is probably going to show up this Friday. So he's probably not free to do that. I wonder who, though. I can't imagine who's on Raw right now that needs to be on SmackDown. But Aaron says, how do we think Jay and Sammy get over to SmackDown for the Bloodline stuff? A trade, maybe? That would be that makes sense, though.
I feel like the Bloodline stuff goes beyond rosters and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this would be a situation like, yo, y'all fucking with my cousin. I got to come over here. You know, this is still family. You know, just like Fast and Furious.
It almost works better that way. Like, I came to where I'm not supposed to be at because they were fucking with my family. You know? I like that. Nick says Danny Ocean should tune in Friday. Join the
I'm here. If I don't have to work late Friday, I will for sure be here. 110%. Tribal Chief back? What the fuck? Yes.
Right?
I'm here.
David Mann says, I kind of thought we may see Roman come first to Raw and try to smooth things with Jay and set things in motion. I don't know if the Tribal Chief gets down like that.
Something simple as seeing him just getting inside of a car backstage in the background or something would have been said a lot.
Just gives that grunt. Hi, Leslie. How you doing?
What's up, Leslie?
David says, yeah, because technically Roman is a free agent. That's right. I actually forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, and Aaron agrees with us from earlier. Trade seems underwhelming. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. But so we followed this segment up with Sheamus backstage. He was all, I don't know why everybody's fucking with me, but I'll beat all their asses. Bring it on. Sheamus is great.
OG. Real OG.
We followed that up with Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. They were really stiff with each other. It's pretty much what you would expect. It was short. I hate that these guys are able to do so much, and it's like, it's a 3-hour episode of Raw. We could have gave them a little bit more.
It was a great match, but it was short as hell.
I was like, damn.
I agree with that.
I wanted a lot more. I want to see them, because this doesn't feel like they're going to take Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus to a pay-per-view. And I'm like, well, if you're not going to take it to the pay-per-view, then give me one of the Raw. Give it to me on Raw.
Well, it's either going to be Sheamus and Ludwig at Bash or Sheamus and Butch.
They probably do a triple threat or something.
I'm okay with that too.
That's probably going to be really good. But I'm going to need to see these two have the full match, you know, hopefully. But yeah, Pete Dunne tries to get Sheamus again. Sheamus is smart to it this time. And it doesn't even keep him from, the distraction doesn't even keep him from winning.
Right.
He just takes Ludwig out. What'd you think of this whole Sheamus, Ludwig, Pete Dunne thing?
The match, like I said, the match was fire. It was just kind of short. The fact, like I said in the group chat earlier too, Ludwig Kaiser, you would never expect. Like in my mind, I'm like, this should be a squash match, Sheamus versus fucking Ludwig Kaiser. But it made Ludwig look like a real competitor, a real contender in this match. Like he can hang with Sheamus. You know, he's legit. He could have legit beat him. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good look for him. But obviously, Sheamus should have gotten the win anyway. But I'm glad that he is getting this spotlight. I wish Giovanni Vinci, will get the same type of spotlight.
I think they're done with him. I don't know, but I don't know if he's injured, or maybe there's a real reason why they just like drafted him to SmackDown and never used him again.
I mean, they did like low key unalive him before he got to go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So,
They sent him to SmackDown unconscious. He doesn't even know he's on. He don't even know he's on SmackDown. They haven't told him yet. But if not, then I think he's done. I don't know why. I don't know what he did wrong.
Great wrestler. Great wrestler. I'm really surprised by it.
Nick LaRocco says, remember when Triple H had to be traded for Booker T and the Dudleys? Yes, I do. I never thought of was that I never looked it up to find out if that was true. Like, how did Triple H get drafted to a show and then not know what was gonna happen and have the power to be like, turn that shit? Because if who even made the decision to do that? That must have been like a rib. Like, they knew it wasn't gonna go through. They just wanted to fuck with him on TV. Like, Donald HBK says Sheamus versus Dunn at Bash at the Berlin could be an absolute banger and steal the show. I agree with that.
Any match with Pete Dunne could really steal a show, to be honest with you.
Anytime they go to that side of the world, all these guys should be on the card. So that's why I think Ludwig Kaiser is going to be in this, because I don't see him being in any other match.
That's facts.
Aaron says, I can't remember the last time Kaiser won a match clean. That's a good point.
Never.
Yeah.
Tag matches, maybe, but
he beat Sheamus once, right? But they cheated.
Yeah, definitely wasn't clean.
It's gonna be Sheamus versus Dunn, David Mann says, because we need Pete to grab the mic for a minute and actually tell us the obvious reason he's pissed at Sheamus, because he left him high and dry during an identity crisis under a different name and relevancy.
I mean, Dunn when being NXT just beating random dudes up too. Like, he's got a chip on his sholdder all the way around. He's like the evil Joe Hendry. He pops up places.
He's really angry. Mac asks, excuse me, I'm trying to fix myself. He asks why they explain why Pete Dunne has been attacking, or have they explained why Pete Dunne has been attacking Sheamus? He hinted at it, right? But he hasn't grabbed the mic and been like, this is why I want to fucking kill Sheamus. Right. That would probably help. That would help this whole story.
Right. I think it's, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's you made me change my name. You forced me to be somebody I wasn't, or some weird shit like that. But just say it, motherfucker.
Yeah. I get it. But up until now, it just feels like a bunch of European dudes really angry at each other and taking it out. Right. That's like a stereotype, isn't it? Not all you do fight or bar fight. Nick says Giovanni, his last match was on April 22nd.
Yeah, that's when he got unalived.
Yeah, that's that was it.
David's funeral. May he rest in peace.
Aaron says, I know he's a heel, but didn't they kick Vinci for losing? Yeah, well, they kicked him for losing, and then he got drafted, but then we never saw him again. Like, he got drafted off TV. And,
right, that too. Well, maybe. Well, then again, we got Odyssey tonight. Maybe we'll get him
in 2 years. In 2 years, like Odyssey Jones. So we followed that up with a video that explained to us that it was 11 years ago, in this same building in Baltimore that the original Wyatt family debuted. Then we had Damien Priest come out here. He's furious. Tells Balor to come out. It's gonna give him the beating he deserves. Balor says the Judgment Day were the first, or Priest says the Judgment Day were the first to accept him and made him feel like a family. Doesn't need them anymore because he has the fans. And I was like, a little cheesy, but I'll give you that one.
Easy as
Balor comes on the screen and he's like, you forgot what Judgment Day was about. You're supposed to look out for each other without leaders. And I said on the SummerSlam yesterday, I was like, Priest kind of had this coming. He's been a little bit of a dick. Like, he shitted on Dominic. He's not his friend. Set him up like 3 times. Shitted on Finn Balor. Embarrassed him on TV a couple times. Like, they should have been beat his ass. But Balor does. He comes on the screen and he says, he says a year ago, Damien Priest didn't help him win the world championship. And he told Balor he needed to man up. And so Balor waited, and now he's manned up. He's going to take Priest out when he's ready. But he's not alone. He's got his new Judgment Day.
That was a fire reveal when they all popped up together and whatnot. Super dope.
Yeah. Good segment.
Hell of a promo from Priest too. Like, he stepped his mic game up so much since he first started and got to the main roster and whatnot. Fucking kudos, bro.
I I've been watching Damien Priest for a long time, and I will lie. I would be lying. I would be lying if I said I ever thought that he was like I never cared about Punishment Martinez. I thought he was all right. I never cared about Damien Priest on NXT. I was like, it's okay, because I didn't care about Punishment. I was like, oh, that's cool that he got a job. You know, like I'm rooting for him on a basic level, like because he's from the Bronx, because he's Puerto Rican. I root for him. Like I want him to succeed on all levels. Kind of like Cardi B. Like I don't listen to her music, but good for you. You know, like she went to high school down the block. That's
Damien Priest and Cardi B.
No, damn.
That's hilarious.
For a long time, anyway. This is like if you know I guess. The more they've been leaning into the babyface Damien Priest, the more I've been enjoying him, which is rare. Usually the guy turns babyface and you're like, oh, turn him back. Turn him back. He lost his balls. But no, he's a lot cooler now. Comes across like a top guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what switched.
It's crazy to me that he seems more like a top guy than or after he loses his title.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, but it works. It works. I'm good with it. I mean, and right now he doesn't even need a title. Like I said, the story obviously is with Judgment Day. He's got a few months of matches. He's gonna take him out one by one. He started with JD tonight, obviously, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to the story.
So we follow this up with Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler. Pretty nothing.
Stud
situation, line. You know, like the stud line. Get their fingers up, but
that's crazy. Did you notice they do the hand signal in the ring like that though? That's their thing.
I didn't actually.
I didn't do that. They put all three of their hands in together like that.
I'll never see it again. I'll never see it the same way again. Yo, me and him absolutely shut the fuck that shit up. Just taking a second to look at the chat. They were talking about
is crazy.
They were talking about Giovanni about SmackDown needing jobbers, and he wasn't even good enough to be on the show. Mick Thomas says, quick sidebar, very sad. Am I sad about Penta leaving for greener pastures? I'm not sad at all. I think they wasted the shit out of Pentagon and Phoenix. Not that they wasted their whole time there. Obviously, they had. Why would anybody care about them this much if they didn't do anything? Their time on TV then. I cared about a lot of the shit they did, but there's so much that was on the table that didn't get done. So many singles opportunities, so many storyline opportunities, so many championship opportunities that didn't happen that I'm just like willing to see them do new things. No, I'm not sad about that at all. Mac Burns says Vinci DPW champion incoming. Oh fuck.
I'm actually here for that. Big shout out to DPW.
Damn right. Priest just called out jabroni behavior. He should have turned on them first. I mean, what was he really calling out? Like, he was with them. They've been doing the same thing all these years. When did he have this epiphany that he's better than everybody in the Judgment Day? Like,
I think it just came right when Rhea left. When Rhea got here. Like, you know what? I don't like these guys. I don't fuck with any of these guys. It's like with Jay-Z when he was hanging out with the rest of Rockefeller. Memphis Bleach and Dame Dash. He's like, why am I here?
Finn Balor's Dame Dash.
Exactly. Finn Balor just in the back doing the thing.
What happened?
Damien was just like,
where you going? Oh fuck. Oh, Nick Thomas says, I like this New York accent breeze. I was like, oh shit, where did that come from? He was doing this because he's Puerto Rican too, like I get it, but he was doing heavy Puerto Rico, like I break into Spanish randomly and I have a bit of a Spanish accent, and I was like, I get it, but it did feel like an act. and this just feels
now.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
100%. Nick Thomas says all he needs is some Timbs and a PR flag out of the back pocket. Yeah. David Mann always liked Punishment Martinez in ROH. Freakishly athletic for his size. Yeah, he used to. Oh, he always did that sick ass. The tope. Yeah, the tope. He still does. He doesn't do it as much. He ever since he caught his leg up the other day, he hasn't done that shit. But
oh god.
Vic says Cardi Priest or Damien B. Cardi Priest. Yes. Well, but that's because Matt Taven sucks. Matt, I'm not gonna get into this with you. Matt Taven stinks. David Mann says after he knocks around Finn, I need him to go back to his former NXT gimmick and music.
I'm good on that. Archer.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I mean, him come out to fucking Chambea and
yeah, get him some licensed reggaeton music and some Godfather hoes. Some
not the hoes, bro.
But the Godfather's hoes, because those are the only ones you're allowed to reference on WWE TV, not regular ones.
It's too PC these days. We can't even call them hoes anymore.
You can't, right? The Godfather's friends.
Ladies of the evening.
What the heck? Donald Trump says Gunther, he is so horrible he can't even beat Joe Biden.
Hey, yo.
That's weird. Nick says, not the Matt Taven invasion on the Raw show. You guys are going nuts out there. We got CM Punk makes his way out
to hear anything tonight on Raw. Probably heard half of it.
CM Punk makes his way out. He's talking about smiling and why he's always smiling. He's still smiling even though he lost because things are going great for him. He came back from his injury early. The fans still love him. It's Summer of Hate hasn't gone the way he expected, but it's still summertime. So Seth Rollins interrupts all this cheesy happy shit, and he's just staring daggers into CM Punk. He wants to break this man, and I noticed
hard.
I noticed immediately though. This man came out dressed like Hangman Page.
That was fire.
I was like, wow, I get it. As a noted CM Punk hater, I respect this man's game.
If you're a real wrestling fan, you watch both, then you knew immediately when he walked down there why he had it on, who was referencing everything, and yeah, we got that.
I wish. Obviously, CM Punk is okay with it now, but because he even mentioned like you look like a cowboy, right? You're dressed like a cowboy, which is like vaguely, right? I mean, kind of. It's like he's dressed like cowboy Hangman. He's dressed like cowboy shit more than an actual cowboy. But
oh man!
But yeah, he gets in there. He gets in the ring.
Back too.
He did. I didn't even realize he did the hair.
Oh wow!
He did the fucking hair. But yeah, Drew McIntyre comes out, distracts Rollins. Distracts Punk. Punk runs off. McIntyre runs off. Rollins gets left in the ring alone. Out comes Big Bronson Reed to have the best performance he's had in his WWE career in about 5 minutes. Max says when Bronson Reed isn't on the TV, people should be asking, where is Bronson Reed?
I have been since he was in NXT. I've been saying this man is a star. He deserves a championship run. This man is a beast. This man is incredible. This moment made me so proud tonight, bro.
It was perfect because all right, so I skipped the segment earlier. Bronson Reed was in the back and he's like, how the hell does Sheamus get a match? I pinned him last week. And Adam Pearce is like, whatever. He's like, get the fuck out of here with your excuses. I don't want to hear this shit. I'm gonna go deal with it myself. And normally that leads to just him going out and killing a jobber who didn't deserve it, and it doesn't really matter. But he comes out here.
Guy.
He said, I'm looking for the nearest world champion.
He had a world champion coughing up blood, bro.
It destroyed him. I think he hit him with like 3 splashes, 6 total. 6 top rope tsunamis after the 3 sentons is what I should have said.
Oh yeah, crazy, bro.
Killed him. I think he did the 3 of them, and then all the medical people come out and they're surrounding him. He climbs up to the thing again. He almost takes out like 18 medical people. It was such a great segment.
Yes, let's freaking go,
and I say this every week to them. I always pop in to tell the normal Raw crew, like, Adam Pearce sucks as a general manager, like as a character. Not, he's good at his job, but as a character, the character of Adam Priest, the general manager, is a bad general manager.
Terrible general manager. Awful. But
go ahead.
No, I was just saying this was just a huge moment. He instantly, in a 5-6 minute segment, made himself the top heel on Monday Night Raw, pretty much, and well deserved. This should have been a situation. This should have been a thing. He was having debatables with Ricochet a couple months ago. Come on, man.
They get a little crazy. Sometimes they don't think about the power scaling when you do half and half. Like Bronson Reed should not have been going 12 minutes with a Ricochet, right? Especially the way you booked him. But David Mann brings up a good point. Do we know whether Bronson Reed squashed Seth to set up a feud or to send him back on vacation? That's a good question, because Seth, I noticed, had the one match with Priest and never again.
Well, maybe because the Punk and Drew obviously isn't over, so maybe this just prolongs the Punk and Seth match. Let's just put somebody else in that picture and makes him, like I said, makes him a top heel, and it takes Seth out of that picture for a month or two.
That's definitely what I thought, but I also thought it was interesting that Rollins, when he went out, it seemed like he would be out for a lot longer, and then he comes back, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Like, even if he's ready, even if a doctor says he's ready, like, we all saw that footage of him at the end of WrestleMania, man. Right. Like, even if a doctor says you're okay, like,
that's what I said. Did we even need him back that early?
Yeah. And I don't want to say they found out that they didn't need him, but I think it's interesting that he hasn't wrestled again ever since. And to keep him on the SummerSlam card, they made him a special guest referee. He didn't have a match. He had to do ref stuff. And now Bronson Reed just absolutely kills him. He cannot be on television next week after this. Yeah. I don't know how many weeks.
Okay. So, yeah, he finishes up his rehab and then comes back for the match with Bronson. Okay.
Don't let me find out that Seth actually got hurt doing his dumbass Damien Priest match, because that's a real WWE. That's on the company if that happened. But, yeah, looking at the chat, Nick Thomas says that roll job by him is why Seth deserved to get Yamcha the way he did.
Yamcha is crazy.
Damn. Oh, he said troll job. That's what he meant to say. Bronson Reed definitely deserves a push. Yes, he does. Braun's son, Bronson Reed, up against his son named Braun Breaker. Well, no, I don't know if I want that, because I think they should. I think Bronson Reed has been used like a jobber for so long that if he just has this great run where he looks like a beast, and then they sacrifice him to Gunther instead of Braun Breaker, then it actually is bigger for Bronson Reed than Braun Breaker. If he loses to Braun Breaker, he lost to like a kid, like a child, like a big child, but a child nonetheless. If he loses to the world champion after a good streak of being Bronson Reed, it's not that bad. Like,
you know what I would like to see if Bronson Reed does get a world championship match, especially against Gunther? I would like him to actually like push Gunther all the way and make it look like Gunther has to win 30 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If like somebody like Gunther has to win dirty, resort to cheating to beat Bronson Reed, that makes Bronson look like more of a monster. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's exactly the kind of performance I would want to see. Because Bronson Reed is a great wrestler. Hey, I wasn't laughing at you last week, Mac. They see Bronson Reed as a jobber because WWE booked him as a jobber. I know that Jonah could have been a better wrestler if they booked him better. I said this is the most over he's been since he pinned Okada. Like, literally. But yeah, So moving on from that, we had the New Day. Well, we actually had a Karrion Kross segment backstage. They did a promo, and I would be lying if I said I remembered it.
I remember he said he was gonna kill the New Day. That's the only thing I remember from that whole promo.
Yeah, I imagined it was gonna be something like that, but but when I honestly left the room to chase my daughter, but when I came back, he was still talking. So I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what could he have to say that's so important?"
I just don't know what happened because I used to be I was a huge Karrion Kross fan when he was in NXT and everything.
I'm sorry.
And I know when Vince brought him up and he had a stupid hat and all that shit, they kind of fucked him up. He got let go. He came back. I expected him to be like, because it seems like they put him in a picture with Drew and Roman and whatnot when he first brought him back after getting terminated and whatnot. And then what happened after that?
They came back and they made him put the clock in the ring with Roman.
Oh, yeah. He did.
Roman probably said, "What the? Who the fuck? Who told him to do that?" I don't know who told you to do that, kid. But nah. It's never happened.
Never, not even a face off or nothing, bro. Like, goddamn.
The New Day came out dressed like their Ninja Turtle action figures, which is actually, I wouldn't have realized it was action figures because they always have like cool cosplay gear, but they brought up that this one was specifically because they have Ninja Turtles action figures coming, and I was like, oh, that's actually really fucking cool.
Yeah, I've seen pictures and stuff of them. They're pretty fire. No
it should have. I'm so surprised this is the first time they have that kind of partnership. Like, how did this not get made into an action figure? Like, this is crazy. Like, but yeah, they were going up against the Authors of Pain. It gets interrupted by the rest of the Final Testament, whatever the fuck they called. And Odyssey Jones makes his way out. He smokes Karrion Kross outside, tosses his ass into the crowd, comes out here, manhandles both members of Authors of Pain, destroys them. He looked great. And the crowd was here for every second. Crazy. This double shit right here, because he held, he held them both. These big 300 pounds each, way more than 300 pounds, like each.
In the air whatsoever. He just carried.
He held them like two purses. Like, great
monster.
I didn't know. Yeah, Nick says I knew Odyssey Jones was strong, but I didn't realize he was lifting up two super heavyweight wrestlers strong. Insane. So I would imagine maybe he was injured all this time because he hadn't wrestled for a while either. And we were wondering, there was like a running joke.
He got drafted 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago he got drafted Raw. Then drafted again. And now he's finally debuting. And a huge pop. The crowd was super hot for him too. Like, yeah, that was beautiful. Do me one favor though, Triple H, WWE, to whom it may concern, keep this man away from Otis and Tozawa.
Yeah. Before they're all dancing together in a few weeks.
Don't have this man dry hump in the ring and throwing pancakes in the crowd, please. Let him be a friendly killer like Mark Henry used to be or something. But I don't know if I want him
to be like a real member of the New Day. Like I'm okay with this story that
like a bodyguard, like you ain't gonna disrespect them in my watch type.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's weird seeing somebody replace Big E. Like, I'm not ready for that kind of emotional stress at this time. But this is great.
I'll tell you another reason why I would want him running with the New Day for a while, because it gives him an opportunity to turn on him and be a heel.
Yep. That's exactly how I thought it should go. I don't know if he looks so cool this big, but usually when they see a person doing these big strengths and feats and they're smiling all hard and shit, they start thinking of like comedy acts. Like, look at Otis. Otis.
Exactly.
He had the same presentation in the beginning. The heavy machinery dudes, they were murdering people like this, but he was just too cute. did something too funny, and
that's why I say
yeah,
away from them.
I wouldn't even smile if I was Odyssey Jones. I would not smile on TV.
I just didn't like that promo he had backstage. So he's too excited and talking like, bro.
Yeah, yep. That's exactly what. He's all like, I'm so happy to be with the New Day, and I'm like, they'll make you a Eugene type. Don't do it.
But nah, dead ass. I'm so happy to see him on my TV, bro. I really am. Y'all see me talking about this shit for months in the chat. We need 100% more Odyssey Jones on our TV, and we got some. So I'm happy about it.
We checking out what they got to say in the chat. David Mann says it feels like they're splitting up the New Day. I agree with that because I was wondering why they're dealing with this carrying cross shit in the first place. Like, why is he? What's the point of this story? Like, why is Karrion Kross saying these things randomly?
What if they do split New Day? Kofi turns on Xavier and Odyssey is his bodyguard.
That works for me, but I don't know if at this age, I feel like Odyssey should be Kofi's bodyguard in story, but like when it comes to wrestling, the matches should lead to Odyssey Jones wrestling and Kofi in a manager role. Because Odyssey Jones is young and Kofi's been wrestling for so fucking long. He's had the world championship. He's had everything. I think it works better in the other direction than if we do the Kevin Nash, Diesel, Shawn Michaels thing.
Right. But then again, no, that could also lead into the whole storyline of Kofi selfish. That's what Karrion's been, you know what I'm saying? He's selfish. He always wants the spotlight. So we got somebody, a disciple basically, behind him to help keep him in the spotlight. Don't steal my story, WWE.
They're already writing it down. Taking notes. Nick says, I want the New Day right now to bring the time machine so we can see Gladiator Cross for one night. Gladiator Cross was probably more interesting than what he's doing with Final Testament.
Oh,
the moment Vince made him a gimp, it was over for Cross. Yeah, I feel like there's probably no way to get back from that. Nick says, I brought that up. My bad. It's about time Jones showed up in something. He's been training for a good while at Natty and Tyson Kidd's Dungeon 2.0. He also says, I think Wood's about to be the heel here. Yeah, that's definitely the way it came across in the ring. And then in the segment that followed, where Kofi was like, I met this guy at the PC while I was rehabbing, and he's cool. He's going to join us. He's like, you didn't even tell me about this. But before he had a chance to say anything, Tozawa comes in the room, and he wants to show him his new dance. Tozawa is cool. Don't get me wrong. I actually love him as a wrestler, and I never thought WWE used him the way that I would like to see him used. But
he was a ninja.
He was a ninja. I was like, is this racist? I feel like a little bit, but
he made Apollo Crews Nigerian into Tozawa.
He said, "Can you do an accent?" Oh my god! But yeah, he wants to show Xavier's new dance, so they don't get a chance to. He doesn't get a chance to confront Kofi about this, and we all know what happens when you repress something like that. It's gonna come out even larger next time. 8-Town Down defeated Awesome Truth. I don't know if there was anything of note here beyond the fact that The Miz and R-Truth worked like the Rock and Roll Express for a couple of minutes.
This was definitely a filler match, but I thought The Miz was about to turn on Truth, to be honest with you. So maybe that's what we get in the future, and I'm okay with that because heel Miz is way better than face Miz.
Yeah, it's Miz in this R-Truth position as a mascot is funny because for all these years, even when he's not the top of the card, he's like a heel. He's involved in a better position on the card than a mascot. So it's interesting to see him here. But at the same time, I don't know that I want to see him involved in anything else right now. I guess if they have a match with each other, then it'll keep them busy.
Right. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I don't need, like, no disrespect to either one of the in-ring work. Both of them.
Yeah.
Miz had one of his best matches in his career earlier this year, to be honest with you, against Gunther. That was one of his.
Shit, that's right. Forgot that happened.
A minute. And Truth to be, what is he, like 50 something?
He is.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's like mid-50s.
Still putting on good matches like that. Still looking great out there. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the in-ring, but like we don't need them losing every week.
Yeah.
And we don't need matches from them every week.
Yeah. It was the intermission match for sure.
Clearly.
The A-Town Down Under thing, I thought weeks ago they would have been over with this. They started teasing their breakup a long ass time ago, and then just nothing. Dragging the shit. There's one thing I hate about Triple H's booking is that he will drag everything, and then a couple of them hit really hard, and he's like, "And this is why they should all be dragged out." I'm like, "No,
not all of them, bro.
Not all of them."
It's been the A-Town Down Under thing has been too obvious for like 2 months now. It's like, all right, we get it.
Get to the fucking point. What is it? You want to surprise me when I don't care? You want me to go outside and miss it so that I can feel wrong or something?
I think that's his thing. We want to get to the point where they don't care anymore and then just pull them back in.
What the fuck? What kind of shit is that? That's some drug dealer mentality. That's like I'm gonna wear this shit out, and right before I'm gonna step on it and step on it and step on it, and right before they leave, I'm gonna make it regular again. Fuck.
Again. I need it, Triple H.
Sick people, man.
Give me more of that bloodline story, Triple H.
I need some of that cinema, please. Braun Breaker's backstage, and he's like, "Nobody's gonna take this name off my damn belt." I mean, I'm not gonna argue with this man. Easy.
That was a good promo. And I was kind of iffy on him winning the championship. I felt like it was kind of too soon, but nah, I'm here for it.
Actually, I didn't think it was soon enough. I thought we wasted our time with the damn Sami Zayn, the first match. I was like, what the fuck did we pin him for? Like, why did we, what the fuck? Hey, anyway, we followed that up with Damien Priest versus JD McDonough. This is actually not bad. It's like, okay.
Great match.
They were definitely wrestling. They were out there wrestling the shit out of each other. And then the Judgment Day got involved. And I guess Damien Priest wins by disqualification. So they're beating his ass. He's able to fight them off. He gets a stare down with Balor. They jump his ass again, but he fights. I think Balor leaves the ring. He throws out JD, throws out Carlito, but Dom and Liv jump his ass now. And then Rhea makes her save. They tried to run away from her, but she caught Liv. It's like, okay, that's good, because they never catch them when they do that. They always seem to get away. So I was glad that she caught her and started whipping her ass.
He hit JD with the nastiest South of Heaven too, bro.
He did. He did. They left JD in the ring. He's the last dude in there. They both, Rhea and Damien Priest, beat on him. He hit him with the South of Heaven, Razor's Edge. The crowd was incredible, at a fever pitch. When Rhea Ripley's music hit, it's like they saw the gates of fucking the sky cloud opened up and a white light came down and Rhea Ripley floated in. Like, that crowd was crazy.
As soon as Liv started stomping on him, I was like, "Oh, Rhea's about to hit, and this crowd is about to lose it."
Yeah, it was great. I just wonder how this is crazy to see, man, because I still remember when they were completely fumbling Dom. Like, this is crazy to see him out there in the middle of, like he was getting all the boos too, but just see what they've all done. This Judgment Day thing, it's fucking great.
It's a long way from Edge, Rhea, and Damien, bro. Like,
it even ties in. It even ties in if you. The whole original Judgment Day is gone. Rhea and Damien are the original members of Judgment Day. They got their asses kicked out. This new Judgment Day is not even Judgment Day anymore. It's like a whole new group of people that stole it.
Wait, Finn is Edge invited Finn in, and Finn is who took it over from Edge.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, yeah. That's right.
He said, why do they keep trusting him? It's become very clear that Finn Balor owns Judgment Day and has the whole time. Right?
Hostile takeover from day one.
how do we see this playing out? What is like a mixed tag match? Damien and Rhea versus Dom and Liv at the pay-per-view, or
no, hell no, better not be at a pay-per-view.
right?
Well, again, they probably will give us that at Bash to save bad blood for Finn and Damien.
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking of Bash of the Berlin as like a B show, as much as it sucks to say that, but you can just kind of tell by the way they're booking it. It's like a stopgap, right? Like on the way to the big one.
It's a Raw for Germany.
Yeah, which, like you said, Finn Balor versus Damian Priest at Bad Blood makes the most sense. I was wondering if Rhea versus Liv should be the women's Hell in a Cell. They got the most built in.
Yeah, because it's like a blood feud right now. The crazy thing about it is 3 different rivalries right now. 4 different rivals right now could be considered blood feuds. The Damien and Finn, Liv and Rhea, Bloodline situation, and then Punk and Drew.
Punk and Drew's definitely getting a cell. Liv and Rhea makes sense story wise to get the cell. It's just like I don't know how that's gonna play out. I don't know. It's gonna be the most fun too. I don't want it to fuck everything up because the Hell in a Cell match stinks. You know, like, oh man, it all led to the worst Hell in a Cell I've ever seen. Like,
or maybe Damien and Rhea versus Liv and Finn in the Hell in a Cell.
That actually makes more sense. You know, like, and they can hide, do all the cool stunts, and nobody dies because everybody's taking care of each other.
Right.
That makes the most sense to me. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Max says rumored to be Punk and McIntyre in Hell in a Cell. I mean, we've been saying that for. I don't need it. That's just the way the story is gone. And if Fragile Phil can't step it up, then dude, that's on him, brother. Terrible idea if real. I don't think it's a terrible idea. I think it's the only thing that makes sense. I've kind of been saying that since they announced Bad Blood. I was like, well, there is Punk versus Drew in the cell. Like, that's the only match that makes sense. And it's not forced. It doesn't feel like we just had a Hell in a Cell because we had to. It's like it naturally led to this. They want each other.
Have a fucking ladder match for the bracelet.
Oh shit! Bracelet on a pole match. No fucking way. Holy shit.
The whole fucking rivalry, dog. Oh my god.
I mean, that really makes. I thought about it during SummerSlam. I didn't make the joke like everybody else did, but I definitely, for a second, thought they're fighting over a bracelet. But but it means so much. Damn it! It says his wife's name on it. It's what it means.
It's like a 99-cent dollar store bracelet.
It would have meant, like, I don't know, in real life it meant that much, like, for 2 weeks, and after you had it for 2 weeks, now I'm like, okay, you can have it. Like, it's weird. It doesn't even mean that much to me anymore. You've been wearing it for like a month. It probably smells like you.
Not to mention he tucked it under his balls at SummerSlam.
Yeah, like, nah, man, I don't want that back. So what do you want to do with it when you get it back, Punk? Like, what are you gonna do? He put it under his balls, brother. Okay,
he kissed it. SummerSlam.
Oh man.
Yes, give me the steady ass inside.
David says, "Give me Rhea versus Ex-Con Dom inside the Hell in a Cell." Yeah, that's just she just pegs him. Just wait until Dom finds out that it's really been Finn.
About to be wild.
It's been Finn and Liv all along plotting to turn on him too. He used that hotel key, and we know it. We don't know what kind of relationship Liv and the Judgment Day have. Okay.
I mean, a fucking browser situation going on.
Max says, when was the exact point that this turned into Drew being upset that Punk treated him like shit back in the day to $1.25 bracelet that you get at the gumball machine? No, Mac, the girl made it for him. The fan made it for him. It says Larry's name on it. Damn it.
Yeah, this dog, bro. Have you not seen John Wick?
I don't even think John Wick would have cared about a bracelet that much.
Kill half a country, you got my bracelet.
Backstage, Sonya Deville and the Stud Line take out Dakota Kai so that they won't be a match tonight. But there's like two other members of the group. So why did they think that would work? It's just a bunch of assholes.
I did not like. I don't like this sudden face turn for Damage Control.
It feels weird that they're saving Lyra Valkyria.
Right.
Why are you saving Lyra Valkyria? You yourselves jumped her like a month ago.
Weird as hell, man. They just needed a new group of people for her to fight, I guess. I don't know. For the stud line in the face. Weird turn to me. I don't know.
Max says if Drew McIntyre kidnapped Larry and AJ, that would make more sense. I want to see that now. I actually want to see that.
I'm okay with that.
But we followed
AJ
this
on a pole match.
AJ on a pole match. You gotta hang her. You gotta hang her by the shorts.
Her and Larry just in the cage above the ring,
just spinning. Sonya Deville versus IYO Sky. Another one of those. It was. I don't want to say it was a filler match because I feel bad. Like the other women's match tonight also felt like a filler. It wasn't filler just because it was women, you know. It's just the way they booked it.
Yeah, it was just nothing eventful really took place in the matches.
They brawled outside the Damage Control in the stud line, and then IYO Sky pins Sonya Deville. I was actually kind of scared that IYO would get pinned. I was like, "Fuck!" Like
I was worried about that too because it seems like it's putting them way too, like pushing them a little bit too fast for me.
Yeah. It doesn't work either. Like, why were Shayna and Zoe Starks bad until Sonya Deville came? What about Sonya Deville makes them good now? Like,
right?
What? This is not Jacob Fatu coming to the bloodline. This is Sonya Deville.
Sonya Bloody Deville. It really is. Like, what was she doing before she got hurt? I don't even remember what she was doing before she got hurt. Was she with Maxine Free or some shit?
Was she? Was she being mean to her or something like that? I vaguely can't remember that at all. Max says the pacing of the show was weird tonight. I really liked tonight's show. Whatever it was they did tonight, I hope they keep on doing it. Keep putting that in the sandwich. Anyway, that was WWE Raw in a nutshell. We could cut 3 hours down to an hour and a half if you let us. An hour and 10 minutes. So before we go into our jobber of the night and our megastar of the night, I wanted to remind everybody to visit comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio. We cover a lot of shit over there on comicbookclick.com. All types of pop culture news, pro wrestling results. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be greeted by our sponsor, NordVPN. VPNs are really important for you to have nowadays to save you from your ISP embarrassment looking at your cable internet history. And also just to order, if you're a wrestling fan, just ordering pay-per-views on the cheap. I order AEW pay-per-views for $20 each because I use a VPN to set my shit to Europe. So save yourself some money if you're not already pirating. I feel like if you use a VPN then you're already a pirate, and we're like, you should save money, and he's like, I don't even pay. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I get it. You should. You also want to hide your porn habits, don't you? NordVPN.
Because we can't access Pornhub in North Carolina anymore, and that sucks.
What?
For other people, not me, because I don't partake.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, if you try to go to, so I hear. Well, let
me put the NordVPN graphic back up because that's absolutely why. So
yeah,
North Carolina specifically, NordVPN.
Matter of fact, I will show you.
That's insane, bro. That fucked me up in the head. Like I know Europe has the issue, but gee. Bro, and it hits you with the guilt trip video.
Yeah.
Cool. You think I won't use that video out of spite? don't play with me. NordVPN, so that you don't have to be dealt with this lady telling you that you don't deserve to be happy. But
oh god,
damn. Jobber of the night, man. Who's a jobber of the night?
Oh man.
Danny, who's your jobber of the night tonight?
If I I'd say Karrion Kross. If you cut a whole 3-minute promo and nobody remembers shit you said, you a jobber, bro. You're Jobber McJobbington. Your job is to job at your job, bro.
He's definitely my jobber of the night, but it's also because they have been trying so hard to get this Karrion Kross thing to work for how long has the Final Testament been on TV? All this time, since from the day they debuted. months and months, I believe. And Odyssey Jones comes out here tonight and wow!
All 3 of them, bro. How does this one man just squash these 3 giants? You squashed AOP, bro.
He sent Karrion Kross to the moon. He's definitely Karrion. Jeannie says, absolutely. But with that being said, it's time for our megastar. I wish I had some goddamn air horns of the night. Danny, who's a megastar?
I got a tie, bro.
Oh shit!
I got a tie. Bronson Reed and Wyatt6, because they absolutely both stole the show tonight. No question. Bronson Reed has made himself a top guy today. He put himself in the main event, like in the top guy category in one segment.
Yeah.
And then Wyatt6 lived up to the hype today. You know, they're not doing a whole bunch of mystical random shit in the ring. No, like you said, no lightning bolts and disappearing acts, none of that shit. Super physical match.
I loved it. I'm here for it. I agree. You Bronson Reed is gonna be my guy tonight. I've been waiting for this to work for him, man. In NXT, when they gave him the Godzilla graphic, he was knocking the buildings over. I was with it. All right. I was very with it. All right. People were like, "Oh, why is he?" I was like, "That's Godzilla." Like, you don't get it. But
you do the thing where he hit the step in the ring, like if the camera vibrates.
Yeah, man.
So fire to me, bro.
They stripped him of all that and they had him doing bullshit. So we're back. It looks like we're back. I think Triple H understands what he has with Bronson Reed, and I'm happy to see. This moving forward. David Mann says Odyssey Jones just future endeavored Final Testament.
He really
tonight.
did.
They really smoked
be
him.
On main event next week.
But if you had fun with us tonight, Dershi Radio, we're always on. Dershi Radio, man. On Mondays after Raw, obviously, you just joined us, but also on Tuesdays after NXT, on Wednesdays after Dynamite. On Thursday mornings, you can catch the news with the guys. Me, John, I am John. Me, Nick, and Greg discussing the last 7 days of pro wrestling news. On Thursday nights, we got the TNA Impact post show. On Friday nights, we got the WWE SmackDown post show. On weekends, we got Level Up. Tyler and CJ, their Level Up adventure, because they're maniacs. They wanted to watch NXT Level Up. I said, holy shit, okay. And then finally on Sundays, the 3NT podcast.
Yes.
My boy.
Yes. Make sure y'all tune in Sundays, usually about 4 o'clock. It's me, Von Case, my man Malik Wilson. We come up here to talk about what's going on in wrestling from a stoner's perspective, I guess you'd say.
That's just me every time I talk. But man, thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been fun. Fun episode of Raw, fun recap. Please join us tomorrow night. Tyler or CJ will be back covering NXT. I think we might have Malik back on.